This is a conversation with no real purpose other than the fact that I've been thinking about this stuff lately as a middle-aged man, as someone that's building a tribe of children, a family, and has responsibilities and all these different things, all these different aspects of life that are only present when you get to a certain stage in life, when you've done certain things in life. These things weren't considerations when I was younger and dumber and stupider, or more stupider. And I've seen these things pop up recently, and just in my own mind I think, hell no would I do that. So I've compiled a very detailed list of 5 activities that you will never ever catch me doing from here on in. I'm 35 years old. I'm probably going to live, I hope I'm going to live to 100. So I've got quite a few more years left in me, and these are 5 things that I will not do. Now, I've done a lot of dumb stuff when I was younger. In particular, I can think of 2 occasions where I was hanging on for my life with my bare hands, utilizing these to hang on. I would have been in both instances at least 15 meters off the ground, wet and slippery, and in board shorts. That was it. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of what they were, but I just think I could have died in those moments, and I would never ever do them now, considering all the responsibilities I have. And these things are probably even a lot safer than that, but you will not catch me doing these things. And let me explain why. It comes down to risk. If you've ever been in an organisation where you've had to look at risk management or work health safety or anything like that, you would know about these matrices. So you got an axis that goes up and down and an axis that goes along the bottom. Number 1 axis is probability. How likely is the event to occur? Does it have a low chance of occurring or a really high chance of occurring? And then the severity index. If it does happen, is it going to have a minuscule impact, or is it going to have a really, really severe impact in terms of safety? Is someone going to die? That's that level. And I look at these activities and I don't give a shit what controls you have in place, what you have in place to keep you safe, what they have in place to keep people safe. If something goes wrong in these instances, the outcome is severe. It's not on the low end, it's on the high end. You basically die. If something goes wrong, you basically die. And that's my thoughts behind this. If something goes wrong in these situations, you die. Now, you might turn around and go, oh, but bro, you put your life at risk every day. You get into a car, you drive down the road, you don't know if someone's going to hit you, you don't know if someone's going to pull out, all those sorts of things. The thing is, the likelihood or the severity of something going wrong is generally quite low. If I'm going to have a car crash, a lot of people have pranks you never hear about. Minor ones, no one gets hurt. Or maybe someone gets a little bit hurt, a little bit more hurt. So that's the way I look at car crashes, because you might think I'm a bit stupid for some of these things, but if something goes wrong on these, there's really only one outcome, and that is death. So number 1 is hot air balloons. If you fall out of a hot air balloon, you are dead. You are dead. There is no coming back from that. You're not going to bounce. The possibility of you surviving is, oh my gosh, it is so minuscule. It is so incredibly minuscule that that is not a risk worth taking in my books. It might look beautiful. It's romanticized about, from near where I live here, there's lots of them up the valley. You go there for dates and proposals and birthdays and all those sorts of things. No. If you're one of my family members thinking about buying me a hot air balloon ride, please don't. Which leads into the next one, which I've actually got on the bottom, which is skydiving. Same thing. If something goes wrong, that's it. You are no more, okay? Hot air balloon rides, skydiving. You're going up really high, you're going to fall, you're going to die. That is not for me. On the opposite end of the spectrum from going up is going down. Down, 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 down. Scuba diving. People say it's awesome. People say it's wonderful. I don't give a shit how awesome the sea slugs or the grey nurse sharks or whatever else is down there. I can guarantee you I can get just as good a view, might not be the same experience, but just as good a view by watching a Netflix documentary. I am not going scuba diving. If something goes wrong 20 meters below the surface, I've got what? How much does one of these packs weigh? 10, 20, 30 kilos? Have I got weight belts on holding me down? I'm not drowning to look at the sea slugs. Similarly, spelunking. Do you even know what spelunking is? That's caving. And I'm not talking about walking into those big open caves that look really cool. Those ridiculous videos of people climbing through these holes, these gaps that they need to take their gear off to get through, or they need to take their helmet off to get through, and they're projecting their bodies down like this. What? Why? I've seen some videos where people need to take off their gear and actually breathe out. Expel the air from their body, so their diaphragm, so their body shrinks so they can fit through these holes. I'm not going to swear, but how stupid do you have to be? What is exciting about this? What is exciting about this activity? I've watched enough videos now of people dying, people drowning, caves just filling full of water. There is only, all right, out of the three that I've spoken about so far, caving is probably the one that has a slightly less severity if something goes wrong. You might be able to get pulled out. There was that miracle in Thailand where those kids from that soccer team went deep into that cave system and they finally got rescued by this team. One of the rescuers ended up dying trying to save these kids. The kids had to be knocked out. They had to be knocked out, put unconscious, breathing apparatuses put in their mouths so they could be carried through these tiny caves underwater to be rescued. No, thank you. And the last one on my list, I don't care if you call me a wuss. I don't care how awesome you tell me it is. I don't care if my missus wants to go there for our 50th Diamond Jubilee anniversary, whatever. She's going on her own. African safari. I love animals. I love the animals. I love the lions, the tigers, the rhinoceroses, the giraffes. But if something goes wrong, you are either going to get trampled or eaten. And I think out of these top 5 that I've got here, I think they're probably the worst ways to go, other than perhaps asphyxiation, being stuck in a cave. But I think being eaten by a lion or a cheetah or something, or, maybe trampled to the point where you're still alive and then you get eaten by something else, that is probably the worst outcome that I could think of. African safari, no thanks. I will stick to Taronga Zoo, looking at the animals behind bars. It might sound barbaric. I don't care. I'm going to go and enjoy it. So they're my top 5 activities that I will not do. I promise to not do. If you ever see me in a video or a photo doing any of those, feel free to call me a hypocrite. I don't mind. But at this stage, I have no plans to do any of those because I value my life. I value my children's life. I value my children's relationship with me. I value my family's relationship with me. I think if I wasn't here, that would cause them all a lot of pain. And one way that I can guarantee to be here is to not go skydiving, not go hot air ballooning, not go spelunking, not go scuba diving, and not go on an African safari. I'm here to stay.